On top of that, she didn't have Twitter in middle school, and we did. That made us different.
Kayla, you're not different than us.
Well, yeah. When did you get Snapchat? What grade?
Fifth grade.
Fifth grade? What?
Well, that is a scene from the movie 8th Grade. It shows how important social media is in the life of a 14-year-old. But now a new study on teenagers is warning about a disturbing link between social media and depression and why the threat can be more serious for girls than boys. Joining us to talk about this one, Dr. Daria Long. She's a clinical assistant professor at the University of Tennessee School of Medicine and author of upcoming book Mom Hacks. Welcome, Dr. Daria.
Of course.
Tell me what British researchers, how they did this study.
So you're exactly right. This was a study out of the UK. They looked at 10,000 14-year-olds to look at a tie between social media use and their symptoms of depression. And what they found is that the more they use social media, the higher the risk of depression, up to 50% higher for girls.
What is your take on this and, you know, the theory about why symptoms of depression are greater with the girls versus the boys?
Yeah, so for one, girls and women, especially after puberty, are just at higher risk of depression. Number two, it's a little bit of a chicken or the egg question. What we don't know is, are people who are at higher risk of depression more likely to use more social media, or does social media cause the symptoms of depression? Couple of theories. Number one, it's really visual. When you, and we saw that movie, when I was in high school, I had great big hair and a single eyebrow, and there was nobody who could comment on if they liked it or not. That impacts your self-esteem, especially as a young girl. And two, we can't ignore sleep. So we have to mention this for parents. Studies show that when kids have phones in their bedrooms, especially if they're doing social media late at night, so their quality of sleep is lower, they get less sleep, and it disrupts their circadian rhythm, which then messes with their mental health.
Kids, but even, you know, females at an older age, I feel like I like to see the love and the likes. It makes you feel good, right?
It does. It stimulates the same area in our brain as reward and drugs to get those likes, so it feels good.
What can parents do to help with this?
So a couple of things. Parents are not helpless in this. I know we can be really scary. We're both moms. So number one, restrict phones from the bedroom at night. Have a single charging station after, 2 hours or an hour before bedtime. Phones go there. Nobody's using them. Number two, have access to what your teen does. Let them know that you have access to their social media profiles. You are allowed as a parent. And number three, if your teen is using social media a lot, it may be a red flag that they are having those depression symptoms that are causing them to use social media in the first place.
I feel like, too, before I let you go, there's a fine line, though, with privacy issues with your kids. How do you combat that? I mean, are you mom and you get to, trump everything?
Yes. When it comes to social media, I think that's really the big thing, is having that relationship with your kids and letting them know that you're not looking at it so much as that you can, and you can keep an eye on it. Letting them know that as they get older, they want some privacy, but especially in those tween years when they're 12 to 14 and so impressionable, I think it's important.
I already know how I'm going to be. Dr. Daria Long, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Cheyenne.